Good morning, YouTube, or whenever you're watching this video. It's 5 in the morning for me. I'm an opener at my local Dunkin'. Actually, this is not a local Dunkin'. I drive like 30 minutes to get here and open up the store by 5 a.m. Anyway, any of you early overnight workers, whatever, you know what it's like. Being up at 2, 3 in the morning, like, okay, let's get to work. Like, it's not great. But I appreciate you guys for checking out the vlog. It is very early. And it's also, I guess that's a double meaning. It's very early in that it's the first day of the year. Happy New Year's. Happy 2 weeks away from my 27th birthday. That's pretty significant. Right now, I am not going through the best time. At the same time, I feel like I am afforded so many luxuries, so it's a little bit weird. It's like a part in my personal development. It's like a stage in my personal development that I feel like I'm like stepping up to the next, to the next step. Anyway, really sorry about all the fans and stuff. This is a Dunkin', it's a restaurant, we're in the back, so of course there's going to be a lot of noise. But I'm going to be 27 in a couple of weeks. My life has been decent up until now, but only lately have I really started saving. I started the year off today with $1,000 saved towards moving. My plan after this past summer, if you guys have seen my other vlogs here on this channel, I have gone surfing in Rhode Island. I've gone surfing here in upstate New York. Well, Lake Ontario, so upstate, but like central New York, kind of by Rochester. If you're not familiar with the Great Lakes, Lake Ontario is one of the Great Lakes that are in New York that separate New York and Canada. So that's pretty cool. I could have paddled out on my surfboard for like 20 miles and then I'd die. But if I made it across, is it 20 miles? I have no idea. Anyway, I'm really happy to be here talking, chatting, vlogging, blah, with you guys because I'm going to be able to show you 2023, this fantastic year. I expect it to be new and challenging and hopefully more positive than not, but we're not really, I don't know, I feel like we can do as much as we can, but then certain things are outside of our grasp. For some people, that's where Jesus comes in, and for other people, they have other things. And for nihilists, they don't believe in, well, anything. So it's just kind of like, yeah, life exists. There's no reason why the snow falls. It falls and there's no God behind it. And that's perfectly fine to say if you ask me. We all have our own personal beliefs. Mine recently, sorry, I'm fiddling with my name tag. Mine recently, as far as personal beliefs, have led me down the path of generalized Christianity. My family, I grew up doing Sunday school, vacation Bible school, church shit, you know what I mean? Like, we went to church every freaking Sunday. And, it's something for the longest time as I was living my hedonistic, as I was living the life that I was not necessarily proud of, but was enjoying in the dark, so to speak. Doing a bunch of drugs, dating drug addict girls and whatnot, having a bunch of sex, and also feeling all the sadness, for not having what I longed for, which was commitment, but also confidence within myself and all of those things that young people ought to go through in order to, become something better. But yeah, so that's where I'm at now, spiritually, kind of a lackluster Christian, not a shining, beautiful view of what it means to embody the Holy Spirit. Just a worker bee here at this Dunkin'. I didn't mean to make it all, about Jesus, but I have been dealing with a lot. I've been making so many different decisions in my life lately, as far as like sobriety, as far as friendships, jobs. I've actually quit this job. I quit this Dunkin' Donuts job like a week ago because, I had a little tiff with the manager, and I figured, you know what? And maybe it was my attitude in the moment, but I feel like that attitude has extended into these past few days, so I don't know exactly what is true and how deep these feelings are I have towards my resentment towards my boss. But I didn't like the disrespect, and I felt like, well, you're a young man, and that means a lot. You know, it means that you're in your youth. It means that you are a man and not a woman. It means that you are, in my view, at a certain level, you have to start standing up for what you believe in, and who you got to pick your battles as well. But I felt in that moment, I'm not going to be disrespected for the dollar. I'm not, and I'm still not. I could walk out of this job today and feel the same, way that I'm not going to be disrespected for the dollar. And a lot of people will say, well, just cling to your frustrating source of money because it's your only source or your main source or whatever. There's always more. I've had a million jobs before this job, and you may be able to benefit from hearing this. I've had a bunch of opportunities, that preceded this one. And 9 times out of 10, it was because I sought them out. So even though it feels like I have no money, I have no options, whatever, I can look back in the past 10 years, and I could have said that 100 different times, and I was wrong, each time, because I then found something shortly after applying for jobs. There's a million jobs out there. I could apply and get a new job tomorrow. I'm already hooked up with this temp agency, plus I have DoorDash and Uber Eats. So there are ways to generate income that don't necessarily require you to deal with this singular boss that you get used to on a daily basis or whatever. Anyway, so there's a lot of different things in my mind as far as permanence, commitment, values, and adulthood, and these things are all clashing and crashing, and I'd love for them to combine into some beautiful version of me as an adult and I don't expect the package to ever be complete, but I do expect there to be progress with intent to progress, and that's where I'm at. So another thing I've been dealing with is my sobriety. I've been smoking cannabis for 10 years. I'm about to be 27, so it'll be 11 years that cannabis has been touching my lips. And, weed is great, is what people like to say. And that's what I like to say, because much like people who have a drink, and I've had a drink or two in my life, it is habitual and has all these negative things. But when you work hard and you have a stressful job or whatever it is, or your boss is an asshole to you, a piece of shit, excuse me, it can feel like, well, I want something to physically relax me into a state of, calm, and that once you've used it a few times, you know how that works, so you then abuse it. That's alcohol and drug abuse. And it's sad, because then you have the side of addiction that comes along with it. Ultimately, I don't want to have to say that I don't want to smoke weed anymore. I want to. I've been to New York dispensaries. I've been to Massachusetts dispensaries. I've been to a dispensary in Rhode Island. And throughout my travels, I've enjoyed the different experiences, the bud tenders, the YouTube videos that I've made and watched, and all these different creators. The community around cannabis and its legalization in the States, and even it being legalized in Canada to the north, there's just so much about it that I can appreciate. But there's also a lot of negative stuff that I don't quite appreciate about it, like the fact that I have very poor habits, with cannabis. And alcohol, I have abused it, but I've never been an alcoholic. I can't be. My stomach I literally don't have the stomach for it. I can have a couple of drinks and I feel sick. So I've never drank past feeling sick, because then I just puke. So, but here's one thing that I've been considering. I was thinking, well, I'm going to have this full 2023 being perfectly sober and loving God and all that stuff. But I think I'm going to love God and myself and my cat, but And this may change too, by the way. This is the first day of the year. This could totally change. Bill Burr, who I may have close familial connections with, I recently found out. So, what's up, Bill Burr? I don't know if you know, but we've got some family, some people in common. If not blood related, then, you know, by marriage or something like that. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. Anyway, I could be talking complete shit. I've been told that, you know, Cuba Gooding Jr. is in my bloodline somewhere, but I've also been told that Bill Burr may be, if not in the bloodline, then within the social circles of my family ties. So that, I don't know if that any of that's true. Where am I going with this? But Bill Burr has been doing, at least this is what he's been saying he's doing on his podcast, that I listen to twice a week, is that he is doing the first 10 days of every month, he is sober. This is so that the next 20 days of the month, or the next 21 days, he can just, you know, drink and have cigars and have coffee. These are the vices that he has. He's not really a stoner like that. I think he smokes weed from time to time, but it definitely isn't like his habit, the thing that he does every day. And that's something that I've done every day. I've spent hundreds of dollars on weed in the past couple of weeks. That's terrible. And it's very achievable. If you go to dispensaries, it's very, like, normal. If you are somebody who smokes on a regular basis. Yeah, I'm a medical marijuana patient. Yeah, I have ankylosing spondylitis, which is inflammatory arthritis. And yeah, I have taken, you know, other drugs to save myself from that intravenously through, you know, rheumatologists or whatever, you know, infusions and whatnot. So I've gone through the path of combating my issues to where me using medical marijuana today hasn't given me as much relief as it has in the past when I had a considerable more amount of pain. So as I am getting older, as I'm making new decisions, as I'm saving money towards my goals of moving to Rhode Island, for example, so I can surf and just be in a new pool and new experiences and new women, hopefully one new woman, you know, I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but I do appreciate you guys watching this vlog. There will be more to come. Please do subscribe to the Davon Raymond YouTube channel. Of course, check out my other vlogs where I go surfing. And in the future, it'll just be normal that it's like, okay, guys, I'm going to go catch a few waves this morning and then go to work or whatever the hell it is. I'm really excited for that part of my life. Like, I'm genuinely hyped for that. Which is why I hope that I have I know I will have the patience, but I hope that I will have, you know, I pray for the patience and for the mindset that will allow me to succeed in my endeavors. And currently that is to save enough wealth to, you know, afford accommodations in another state, which is very, very, very possible. The fact that we saved $1,000, we're starting the year off with $1,000, which took basically 2 weeks to get. You know, it's just kind of like, it's not going to take that much more time. It's really just about being smart, doing everything I can to be a badass, and also taking care of my bills. I want you to know, I didn't pay my phone bill, so my phone is actually, it's not connected right now. So I got to catch up on a couple of bills there. That's only like a $60 bill or something, but you know, I'm saving money, but I'm also not being 100% responsible and taking care of everything on the day that is needed. So take that 1,000 with a grain of salt. But yeah, no, it's great to look at a bank account and to see, like, you know, $1,000, like, bang, like, it's cash. I can take it all out right now and give it to a bum, or, you know, continue to save it. So it feels really good. Anyway, I thank you guys so much for watching, checking out the Davon Raymond YouTube channel. Please do subscribe, and of course, if you'd like to check this out, I do a podcast. I think right now I'm just going to do once a week, or I'm going to change up the platform, but you can subscribe to Voncast. The link to that will be in the description below, and it's available through Anchor, so everywhere, every podcasting platform, that's where Voncast with Davon Raymond is, and that's where I check in with you guys at least a couple of times a week, Monday, Friday. But again, I think I'm going to, with the new year, new me, no, but I'm going to change up the schedule to where it's just more realistic, something I can more easily commit to. and that's really what it's about this year, I guess, is committing to commitment. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.